Get ready to learn some very bad things. President Trump reacting to major developments in the DOJ review of the start of the Russia probe. It's now a criminal investigation. The change significant because it gives U.S. Attorney John Durham the power to subpoena witnesses, impanel grand juries, and file charges. We're also learning that Durham's investigation has expanded because of new evidence, and he is very interested in talking to former Obama intelligence officials John Brennan and James Clapper. The president weighed in earlier.
It looks like it's becoming very serious from what I'm hearing. Investigate the investigators. Whether it's Strzok and Page, whether it's Clapper, and whether it's Comey and all of these people. Because terrible things went on for our country. And we have a great attorney general, highly prestigious man, a very honorable man, and they've been looking at it for a long time. I can't tell you what's happening. I will tell you this. I think you're going to see a lot of really bad things.
Geraldo, it is a significant development. The president's saying he's going to leave it to the attorney general, but he's giving all of these hints that he might have been told what's going on.
Well, that is a probability, I would guess, Dana. But the substance of the answer is that there's some night sweat epidemics going on in Washington right now. There are people who have been pressing this false narrative for over 2 years, this whole Russia hoax. At some point, they had to know there was no there. And yet they carried on and issuing all of these subpoenas, all these perjury traps, wearing, hidden microphones into meetings with the President of the United States and his staffers, creating a climate of terror in the White House. All of it false. The collusion narrative, a hoax for over 2 years and $45 million. We were led down this path. Russia. It became a bad joke. How the president maintained his sanity throughout this ordeal is a great mystery. I think that the people that engineered this, the people who crafted this hoax, the people who drew the country down this into Oz will at some point have to pay the piper. I have no doubt.
Wait, did someone actually wear a wire inside the Oval Office?
Remember Rod Rosenstein said that
he said it was a joke. Like they said
it was not a joke.
Well, but we're not saying that. We're not saying here that somebody wore a wire inside the Oval Office.
How did they get General Flynn? How did they catch him?
I don't have.
I mean, how did they?
I've never heard that somebody actually wore a wire inside the Oval Office.
I stand literally corrected, although my general point is well made.
That they leaked stuff, indeed. All right.
That they entrapped people.
I don't even think. I don't think
possible.
Rod Rosenstein was joking when he said that.
Me either.
I think it's one of those things. I think that's how you try and get a throuple together. You go, how about the three of us get married? Ha, just kidding. But I'm not. I think that's what Rod Rosenstein was doing. But now it's very interesting because I don't think he was trying to engage in any sort of a new marital concoction. But what I am saying is there were forces working against the president, and it's now looking as though some of these things that at one point in our very recent past we would call conspiracy theories are bearing out in a way that it's happening so quickly with such depth and breadth. It's hard to wrap your head around. And you understand the forcefulness with which the president defends himself because he really feels like he was unfairly painted into a corner and someone really went after him. And I appreciate the tenacity with which Geraldo defends him, although I felt like I was sitting next to Jesse Waters.
But Rod Rosenstein isn't apparently a part of the new investigation. Greg, they want to talk to James Clapper and Brennan from the Obama administration.
That's right.
You know, do you mind if I bash the media?
Well, yeah.
I don't do it very often.
Just for a change.
I'm going to take a break. Okay, I love how the media is saying, this investigation into the Russian probe is just another conspiracy theory. And they mock the Republicans for this conspiracy theory. It's like the Real Housewives of New Jersey calling you trashy, all right? They've been pushing conspiracies for 3 years. They push them more than Mike Lindell pushes pillows. Here's the deal. This impeachment is predicated on the point that they know that they can't win an election. So they're like that stupid kid who is terrified of failing a final. So what does he do? He calls in a bomb threat. This is their bomb threat. This is their way of not facing the music, not facing an election. But there's good news here, I think. I think the tide is turning against the Democrats because the process is so out of proportion to the infraction. There's so much effort to produce so little. It reminds me of the Oscars, right? It starts out interesting. Like, you start watching the Oscars, the first half an hour is great. But when it's over, when the Oscars are over, you only remember one thing, how it went on too long, how bloated and grotesque it was, how pointless and how it wasted your time. That's how this process is going to look to America. The longer it goes on, the more likely the American public are to detest it. They should treat it like the Oscars, get it over with.
And go to commercial break.
Yes.
Not yet.
No.
I think the Dems have a big problem, though, because when you look at them, they're teeing up for what they've said, that the DOJ has lost its independence. They said that this is political revenge. And when I really look at it, they're against the good old boy system, right? And I don't mean to bash government workers, but within the Department of Justice, there is a good old boy system. They protect themselves. But Jonathan Durham is not one of those guys. Durham is a guy that is one that has investigated them before, investigated the CIA before. And so this is a guy that was good enough for Holder. He's good enough for Trump as well, a guy that has bipartisan support, but has staked his career after going after corruption.
But he did, but on the CIA, he declined to. He said that they hadn't done anything wrong.
And the CIA has lured up, which
yeah, but I'm
typically
talking about his
not.
previous investigation found no criminal wrongdoing by the CIA officers. All right, we have something else, though, because the battle over impeachment is still raging. Republicans have been demanding that the whistleblower testify publicly, but now Democrats are reportedly claiming that hearing from the whistleblower is no longer necessary. It comes as the left and the media continue to mock and attack the GOP after they stormed the closed-door hearing this week.
This looked like a Klan group that is assembled outside of a jail trying to get the sheriff to let them in so they could deliver their own justice against somebody who's inside. It's not a good look for our democracy. It's not a good look for the Republican Party.
And AOC is joining in, calling it a, quote, little flash mob of entitlement and privilege. Greg, they did a stunt. They were trying to make a point. They actually won the news cycle for the day. Did it look like the Klan?
How can it be a Klan if there are no Democrats? It was all Republicans. I mean, I seem to remember the Klan was made up of Democrats. Look, you know what kills me about...
That's not the point. This was racist.
No,
that was a racist comment.
Yes.
That man was a racist... That was a racist comment.
Yes, it is. I kind of agree. But what I find interesting, Geraldo, and I think you'll find this interesting as well.
Let me see.
All right. When faced with real mobs, right, chasing people out of restaurants, going to people's homes, hitting Trump supporters, if you called them a mob, it was the media that called you racist. Remember, you weren't supposed to use the M word? That was only like 2 months ago. But now you see some guys and some women, politicians, lawmakers go to a meeting and they call that a mob of white people, the Klan. So you're right. I agree with you, and you agree with me. Let's go get a drink.
Republicans should be more diverse, there's no doubt about it, but you get what the point is. The point is that there are a lot of Republicans who feel this process is grotesquely unfair. Yeah. You know, they say it's about process. It is about process, about due process. The president gets due process. You can't do it in private. You didn't do it in private in 98. You didn't do it in private in 74. And they can't do it in private now. I say the president should do nothing to cooperate with these people unless and until they open those hearings.
You should be his lawyer.
I feel very strongly about this. And to Kennedy's point that I sound like Jesse Waters, I think that all Americans should be offended by the fact that we sang this Russia dance for 2.5 years, spent all this money for nothing. Because they, the Steele dossier? The golden shower? What did they base this on?
Well, the problem
Wait, what's that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I like the Golden Corral. That is a wonderful buffet.
Oh, my God.
My sister loved that restaurant so much.
Yes. So did my grandmother.
They're going to have public hearings in November.
Well, they're going to have public hearings, but I think this is a time for Americans and lawmakers to reevaluate their past decisions. Everybody loved the FISA court for so long. Republicans and Democrats rallied around for the FISA court when many libertarians said, don't trust that court.
Amen.
Right? It's not enough.
Yes.
It's not enough. See, me and you disagree on that, but there's no due process. And so now we have instances like this where Americans are spied on, a sham investigation, and all they could say is, look, well, at least we got a warrant from the FISA court.
Well, we do know the other thing is that Michael Horowitz, the IG at the Inspector General at the Department of Justice, says, I think it's probably within the next couple of weeks or so that we're going to have his report that focuses only on the FBI's role.
Yes, but
the
now,
Justice Department's role.
but now it's very interesting because there are Republicans who are conveniently talking about things like the deep state and talking about the surveillance apparatus in a way that they're offended by, yet they were the ones who allowed the state to get this bloated. And they realize, people in power, all you have to do is set a couple of traps in secret. This is completely opaque. We have no idea how this court works. We really don't know how the application process works or what kind of oversight they have once an application is okayed. And you can essentially...
Maybe they'll change some policies and procedures.
But the other thing, too, is, doesn't it...
But libertarians have been begging Republicans to do that for years.
We don't know what the results of this are. Maybe there was a problem with this particular one. I don't think that means that the entire FISA court process, of which has been very useful in terms of protecting national security, should be thrown out with like the big.
I think we should audit it and open it.
There just has to be a different way. And also, where's the FISA judge?
Way?
Where's the FISA judge?
No, if the judge was lied to, but if the judge was lied to,
bring him back in.
Well, that's what the investigation by the IG will uncover.
Yeah, the judge also has the authority.
I bet they did wiretap the Trump Tower. We could see it from.
The Trump
I bet
Tower
they
is
did
different than
wiretap the Trump Tower. I bet all of the paranoia will come true.
I'm just interested in how convenient is it not to need the whistleblower anymore?
Yeah.
The whistleblower shows up, blows his whistle, and so what they need is an impeachment to find the crime that the whistleblower announced. So now that they have the crime, the whistleblower can leave.
Maybe the whistleblower was a FISA judge.
That's who it is.
I think it's John Bolton, and he's in cahoots with Adam Schiff.
Yes.
I think it's a professional Democrat. I think it's a Media Matters type person. That's what I think.
We don't know.